Rockers in Recovery Media is dedicated to carrying the message of addiction recovery through music, news, events, and festivals taking place within and not limited to the clean and sober community. Rockers in Recovery Radio is based on opinion only and is not meant to treat or diagnose any health or mental health issue of any kind. If you feel you need help for any health-related issues, please contact a physician or mental health professional. The opinions expressed by our guests are not necessarily those of Rockers in Recovery.
Good morning, everybody. Waking Up Blessed. I'm your host, John Hollis, and this show is live Monday through Friday from 9 to 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can check us out by, of course, listening at Rockers in Recovery, or you can just go to the Rockers in Recovery Facebook page, and the show is always the first or second post on the page. You can listen to us at Blog Talk Radio, Rockers in Recovery Radio, on rockersinrecovery.com. You can check us out on all social media. We post the show usually on all of our social media pages a half an hour before the show takes off. So check us out at rockersinrecovery.com. That is the mothership, so to speak. And, of course, this show that we do is one of several different shows that are on the Rockers in Recovery radio platform. There's Music in Recovery, Treatment in Recovery Radio. We have Waking Up Blessed. We have Radical Recovery, host Jack Kelly, and a bunch of live stream stuff that we're doing on Facebook. So please, check us out. We're here to help be able to spread a message of hope. Today's message of hope is being sponsored by Sober Map app. You can check out Sober Map app by going to the App Store or the Google Play Store. Download Sober Map app so that way you can check out any 12-step meetings that might be in your area. Just like Yelp, that's how it works. Put in your Sober Map app, you click on it, and it'll bring up all the meetings in your area, highlighting them, so that way you can check out a meeting. If you're on the road, it's cool too. If you're a musician out there, or you're somebody that travels a lot, and you need to find a meeting, that's a great way to do it. So thank you for checking us out here at Waking Up Blessed this morning. We got Bruce Duncan who's going to be coming on with us here momentarily. I want to also talk about the thought for today, which came up in my feed from a year ago, and it kind of struck me this morning. Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant. And Robert Louis Stevenson, and that was a quote from him. And again, don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant. Very amazing to me that I've been able to watch over the years. And when I posted that a year ago, it kind of brought me back because, we were, doing a lot of shows and, a lot of media, and, it's just been a decade of just putting the information out, a whole decade of doing that. And, lots of people being involved to help carry that message and pushing that out. And if you just leave it alone and you don't look for what the results are going to be today, it is amazing what happens a decade down the road or a year down the road. As long as I stay out of the way and I just put the message out, and the people that put out great messages out there, if you just leave the results up to God, it always works out to the best end result that God wants to happen. It's amazing. So that being said, I am going to bring on our friend Bruce, and Bruce has been around Rockers in Recovery pretty much since the beginning. Bruce, welcome to the show. How you doing today?
Morning, John. I'm doing fine, thanks.
That's a beautiful thing, man. Listen, I want to thank you for being on the show, and most importantly, Bruce is one of the people that, if you're out there and you get a chance to meet Bruce on the road, trudging the road of happy destiny, you will see that Bruce is somebody that is truly all about recovery and working a program diligently and helping others. And Bruce, that being said, Waking Up Blessed it's about, giving our daily thought or our daily inspiration to help somebody else. And how does your day start out? I mean, when you wake up, we're all blessed when we wake up, we get another day. What is your day like? Do you start it out with meditation, prayer? How does that start for you? We'll start with that question.
Well, thank you, John. Quite honestly, it starts with a cup of coffee, and once I get my feet on the ground, I begin to consider those things that I have to do today. I've been around 12-step programs a long time, and for me, in the use of those steps and implementing them in my life, I turn to a power greater than myself. It starts with an inventory, and that's pretty basic. It's what's wrong in my life, what that I do to get myself there, and then what can I do to get out of this? What can I do to change those things that have caused me problems from yesterday? And I know, this is a today program, but the way that those steps are designed, it's so that before I go to bed at night, I review that, and then when I wake up in the morning, I turn my thoughts to God as I understand them, and I understand from yesterday's inventory what I need to do different today, so I don't continue to repeat that. And then I move on. I place it in His hands, step into my day, and allow the day to unfold as it will. And I'm retired now. I was for a lot of years driven to hit a time clock and punch the clock and be around other people that were driven going down that same road. Today is different, I have plans and goals, personal plans, and so I try to turn those things over to Him, and those relationships that are involved in all those plans in my life, my family. I just leave them there. There's nothing I can do in the way of trying to change anyone else. I can only change Bruce and my actions. So I step into my world and try to do the next right thing in regards to my responsibilities and my commitments. I always surround myself with people that love and understand me in recovery. I have an accountability group. So that's all part of it. And it's not just turning it over, asking God to take care of me or just to bask in the blessing of the recovery I have today. It's a little bit more than that. It requires some work, but that's pretty much it.
Our thought for today, and actually came up in my feed I had posted a year ago, was don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant. And that was Robert Louis Stevenson, a quote. Would you like to elaborate on that?
Well, I know that when I walked in the doors of the 12-step program that I came to, the first day, I had a mess going on, and I needed to address that. And I was told some pretty important things. They told me that if I didn't drink and use one day at a time, that things would change. They said that this will pass, all those problems. And then they said to me, you shouldn't be homeless, that I should join up and get a home group. I should get a sponsor, that if I didn't take the first drink, that I would be able to live a life that was different than anything I understood beyond my wildest dreams. And all I could think of was, man, I don't want to shake here. I don't want to hurt. And they said, well, this will pass. And if I settled for what I thought I wanted the first day of recovery, I would have big time shortchanged myself. In hindsight, my sobriety date's November 20th, 1980. So in hindsight, from today's seat, sitting in this seat today, I know I would have definitely shortchanged myself. And I know that everything that I do today is a foundation for what is to come. Everything. One of the greatest aspirations of my life, something that I always thought that I would want to be and do, was that I wanted to be a full-time musician, and I was a lot of other things. I was an aftercare addictions counselor. It was the last job I had, and that was a passion. But music was always on the forefront of that, thinking one day I would really like to be a full-time musician. Now that I'm retired and I no longer have to pursue a paycheck, basically, I'm able to put all my effort into that, and I see that all the hours and hours and minutes that I could find along the way, and performances, and sitting and watching other people perform, and association with musicians, all of that was building a foundation for me to do and be who and what I am today musically. And so I'm sure of this, that opportunity presents itself to everyone. And, when I was drinking and using, a whole lot went on in my life was based on reaction and consequence of those actions, or rewards, but more consequence than reward. And today in recovery, by just not drinking, by just not creating more chaos and more problems, and putting forth effort into being able to learn my instrument and work on my craft, to become a better songwriter or a better competent musician. I have found that my skills have improved, and by being sober, I'm more stable emotionally, more stable in my life to be able to accept those opportunities as they come. And they come to all of us. That's just part of living. We all get a little sunshine and a little rain, and but if I'm stable and I'm ready, when the opportunity comes and it arises, I'm able to step into that. And I believe that's what God wants. That's stepping into His will for me today.
That brings me to the last question, and then we're going to get into some other stuff. But we need to, and this is what my sponsor had said to me, is that I need to seek God in all that I do. Before I do it, seek God and talk with others, but always seek God first. And what is your relationship like that when you're seeking God in all that you do?
Well, I think that, in many ways, that's just come through practice of applying those 12 steps in my life. The first 3 was designed to help me figure out all that was wrong with my addiction, and then 2 and 3 were to determine what I believed in regards to God, and then be willing to make a decision to turn my will and life over to care Him in that fashion. And 4 through 7 was designed for me to develop a relationship with myself by knowing what I did to get myself into those problems. 8 and 9 was to develop a relationship with those around me. And, right in the beginning of the 9th step, it says this. It says the main purpose of this step is to mold ourselves to be a maximum service to God and those around us. By following that process, it helped me get to a place where today, in doing 10 and 11, which are maintenance steps, it helped me to try to focus more and more spiritually, day by day by day. And it comes now first nature, rather than it being something that had to be some forced consideration. And, I believe this, that every meeting that I attend, every 12-step meeting where I sit in my seat and those steps are written, I have the opportunity to assess myself. Where do I stand spiritually? Where do I stand with the unmanageability that still goes on in my life? Because I'm human and there are things beyond me that are bigger than me. I have the opportunity to place that in His hands. And every time that I follow that process, John, not once, not occasionally, every time that I follow that process, I have a solution that appears. I have relief. I cease to be as anxious. That has come about because over and over the course of my recovery, which is 37 years now, I have seen the results of the process. I've seen that it always works out, and it works out in a good way, in a kind, loving way. And I'm always amazed because many times it's much different than what I think it should be. But it's always in a fashion that, in most cases, everyone wins. There's always good that comes of it. I love being sober today. I never would have dreamed that this is what being in recovery was about. I thought it was just, I'm putting down the alcohol and the drugs, and I'll be able to manage better. And that's not quite so. It's I put that stuff down, and I found that I can get all the strength I need to move forward in a kind, loving way. Do no harm in word or deed today. And because of that, that's what comes back instead of all the chaos that I used to pour into life. Somebody told me one time, they said this: surround yourself with people that love and understand you and support you in your recovery. And I thought to myself, well, who would that be? I know that every room of recovery that I walk into, everyone there, it's a level playing field, man. We're all going down that path. We're all looking for all that terror and hell to end, and we're all looking for the next thing, the promises that they give us, the freedom of all that fear. And, I'm just blessed. I'm blessed beyond measure. And I'm blessed to know you, John. I've known you a long time, and I'm grateful that you asked me to speak on your show today. It's really kind of you. And, thank you for all the work that you do, you and Rockers Recovery. And hope to see you soon.
Yeah, man. Well, listen, that brings me to my next point. And, lots of people have supported, and I had said that in the opening of the show, have supported Rockers in Recovery and myself and Maury over the years, and you and Ed Walsh and Paul Wilson. And, I could just go through a laundry list of people. And tomorrow you guys are going to be with Sobriety Unplugged, which is Paul Wilson, and Paul Wilson has been part of Rockers in Recovery and helping Rockers in Recovery for years, like yourself. And he's putting on an event. This is like several. He's done several, and are really, really great unplugged events. And it's happening tomorrow at the 101 Club in Pompano Beach. And could you tell us a little bit about what that's going to be like for you, and what it's about?
Yeah, thanks for asking. That's a really cool event. It's generally a singer-songwriter event where it's done in a Nashville style, where we get to perform on a stage with 2 or 3 other artists. And so I'll be playing with Kristen and Ed. And we get to present our original material or covers that we feel are appropriate that we'll also add to the day. It's about recovery, and it's in a place at the 101 Club, which is a 12-step clubhouse in Broward County. It's really cool. It's one of the oldest clubhouses there, and it has tons of history. For me, when I first moved to Fort Lauderdale, I attended a lot of meetings there. My accountability group there, my sponsor, and what a blessing it is now that I've moved away to get to go back and reassociate myself with all those memories and with a lot of people I know. And every year when I see them, because there are so many that continue to follow this path, and I get to see these people as they have become who they were meant to be in recovery. It's just like a homecoming. So I'm totally excited. There's always lots of new talent, incredible songwriters and artists and musicians. I'm just blown away every year when I get to go and participate in these events at all the new people that have stepped into their recovery and found a passion for life and writing about it. They're writing songs and through song trying to carry a message of hope. So that's kind of what this event is tomorrow. I'm not sure how many sets or how many people. I've been kind of busy doing some other things. So I just know that my slot will be 6 p.m. With, like I said, with Ed and Kristen. And so I'm looking forward to the event tomorrow and seeing Paul. I love Paul, man. What a a blessing. You know, he has such a heart for recovery and for recovering people, and he's put such effort into continuing to organize those unplugged events, and every one of them has been great. So I know that this one will be too.
Beautiful stuff, man. And do you know what time it is? I think it starts at 2 o'clock. But, you know, I'll definitely put a link up with this show so people can go to it. And most importantly, check it out. It is tomorrow at the 101 Club. And, of course, that's Saturday the 31st of March. And you can also go to on Facebook at the 101 Club in Pompano Beach, and they'll have information there too. Paul's been putting it up there. You can also go to sobrietyunplugged.com. You can get the information there too. So there are some places that you can find that information. Bruce, thank you for all that you do for the recovery community. Thank you for the years of great music and rocking out and hanging. And we look forward to having you back on the show in the future. And I just, you know, look forward to having many years of great messages combined together, and we get it out there to help others.
Well, thank you too, John, and I appreciate you having me on the show. Well, y'all have a great day, and we'll see you soon.
You bet. God bless, brother. All right, guys. Bruce Duncan, great human being, great guy, great musician. All around, you know, love the people that have been dropped into my life by my higher power over the years, and Bruce is one of them. You know, as we go through the show, one of the things that we do is we dedicate the end of the show to music. And one of the things that somebody had shot me a IM on my inbox on Rockers in Recovery, Miles Kennedy. And Miles Kennedy, Year of the Tiger, it's a new release. It just came out. And it came out on March 9th. And I was checking this out this morning. Amazing stuff. And you can go to mileskennedy.com. You can also go to @MilesKennedy on on Facebook. So @MilesKennedy on Facebook, and check out his work. Truly a blessed dude. Just amazing talent. And great music. And one of the things that I was sent this morning was a song called Love Can Only Heal. And, man, it just really just, like, hit me right to my spirit, my soul. And I actually started to tear up. It's just a great song. And I'm blessed enough this morning to be able to share this with you. But please, check him out. Check out his work by going to mileskennedy.com and also going to his Facebook page @MilesKennedy. And support the artist. You know, there's a lot of work there, and it takes a lot of work. So if you can download some of his music, and I think it's like 99 cents for a download, support the musician. But, you know, Miles Kennedy, Love Can Only Heal. Here you go. Check it out. Beautiful song.
In another life, in another place, maybe you'd have found what brings some to believe. On a different road, in a perfect space, maybe all the hurt you know would fail to be. Never mind the pain, 'cause love can only heal. If only you could trade the dark for light, it might reveal that there's a place inside. Don't be afraid to feel. let you go when you lost your way, throw you to the wind and watch you break. Does it haunt you now? Are you ever safe from the empty space inside that you can't take? And never mind the pain, 'cause love can only heal. If only you could trade the dark for light, it might reveal that there's a place inside. Don't be afraid to feel, 'cause love can only heal. Trade the dark for light, it might reveal that there's a place inside. Don't be afraid to feel, 'cause love can only heal.
Rockers in Recovery Radio is based on opinion only and is not meant to treat or diagnose any health or mental health issue of any kind. If you feel you need help for any health-related issues, please contact a physician or mental health professional. The opinions expressed by our guests are not necessarily those of Rockers in Recovery.
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.